There is a big question that every XRP holder needs to ask right now. Are we prepared for the moment when XRP price finally takes off? Many people focus only on the price prediction, but very few understand what happens behind the scenes in the market that can decide who becomes rich and who gets stuck watching their profits disappear. Welcome to Hudson XRP News, the place where we analyze XRP with a clear and sharp perspective, so you always stay one step ahead of the market. If you care about your future profits, you are in the right place. Stick with me because this topic might save you from a situation many traders never recover from. Today, we're going to talk about something that most influencers ignore because it is not glamorous. It is called a liquidity trap. Imagine XRP skyrocketing to new all-time highs. Everyone is excited, social media is full of celebrations, and people finally feel like their patience has been rewarded. At that moment, most retail investors think they will easily press the sell button and collect huge profits. The reality is very different. When price goes vertical and millions of traders try to sell at the same time, the market does not always have enough buyers at that high price. This is where things break. Traders see a high price on the chart, but they cannot sell at that price because the order books become thin and there is not enough liquidity to support retail exits. Many analysts talk about price predictions like $10, $50, or even $100 for XRP. But almost nobody explains whether the market will actually allow the average investor to cash out at those numbers. When exchanges cannot match your sell order with a buyer, you experience something called slippage. You click sell at a high price, but the market fills your order at a much lower price. In a fast and chaotic rally, that difference can destroy 30% or 50% of the profits in seconds. This is the harsh truth that many only learn when it is too late. Another important point that we must understand is how institutional players operate. They do not use the public exchanges like we do. They trade through OTC desks where large deals happen privately. Those trades do not show up on the public order book. When big money leaves the market through over-the-counter channels, it removes liquidity that retail traders depend on. It creates a two-tier system. Institutions exit smoothly, and retail investors get trapped fighting for the leftovers in thin liquidity. This is why being educated about liquidity is not fear, it is smart preparation. Ripple's growing involvement with enterprises and banking systems means more XRP will be locked into real-world use. That is long-term bullish because supply coming off exchanges supports higher value. However, it also means the available trading supply becomes smaller. If demand explodes during a bull run, that tight supply can push price up very fast. But when people try to sell, it can be like millions of people trying to get through a single small doorway. Only the first ones get out comfortably. Right now, you have a choice. You can either be the person who gets trapped because they only cared about the price target, or you can be the smart investor who understands market mechanics and prepares exit strategies before the madness begins. In the upcoming parts, I will break down how to protect yourself from this liquidity trap, how to structure smarter selling plans, and how to make sure you actually walk away with your profits when the time comes. If you want financial freedom from XRP, then you must learn these details now, not later. So stay with Hudson XRP News and get ready for the most important knowledge every XRP investor needs. When we talk about liquidity traps in XRP, the first thing we must understand is how the market structure actually works. During a massive bull run, most retail investors imagine a simple process. Price pumps, they click sell, exchange fills the order instantly, and money appears in their account. This sounds nice, but markets do not behave like that when thousands or even millions of people are trying to do the same thing at the same moment. Liquidity is like the fuel that keeps transactions smooth, and without enough fuel, even the strongest rocket falls back down. During a normal trading day, there are buy and sell orders in the order book on every exchange. These orders allow the market to match trades smoothly. In a slow price increase, liquidity usually keeps up. However, during a strong parabolic rally, the number of people trying to buy decreases because buyers get scared of the high price while sellers increase dramatically because everyone wants profits. That imbalance creates a dangerous situation where sell orders flood the book, but there are not enough buy orders to absorb them. When this happens, price can suddenly crash in seconds. Even though it looked very powerful just a moment earlier, this drop is not always caused by bad news. It is simply the structure of the market breaking under extreme pressure. Many traders believe a bull run is safe once momentum starts. But real professionals know this is the moment where the most money can be lost if you do not act smart. People often set stop losses to protect themselves. But in a fast liquidity drop, stop losses also slip to lower prices, meaning you still lose much more than expected. This is why understanding liquidity is more important than any technical indicator. Now, let us look at XRP specifically. XRP is designed for high-speed, high-volume payments, but that does not automatically mean exchanges have infinite liquidity. Ripple's partnerships with banks and financial institutions are growing. More XRP gets locked into utility use cases like ODL, on-demand liquidity. When XRP is used for these financial rails, it is removed from trading supply. This is bullish long-term because limited supply plus rising demand means price must go up. However, when price does go up very fast, the available XRP for trading might be much lower than people expect, creating a perfect setup for a liquidity trap. There is also something many investors ignore. Big players and whales usually control the timing of pumps and dumps. If whales start selling early in the pump quietly through OTC deals, their selling pressure does not appear on the chart. Retail traders see only the rising price and join late. Once whales finish selling high, they switch to short positions or pull liquidity away. That is when retail traders become the exit liquidity. They end up buying the top while whales sell into them. Later, when retail tries to sell, the price collapses because the whales already left the party. This cycle has repeated in every major bull run across many cryptocurrencies. Smart investors learn from history and prepare. They do not wait for social media hype to tell them what to do. They build an exit plan before the pump happens. XRP has one of the strongest communities in the crypto world. But excitement alone will not save anyone from liquidity mechanics. If anything, the stronger the hype, the more dangerous the trap becomes because everyone believes they will sell on time. In the next part, we will talk about how to create a proper exit strategy for XRP. We will go into practical details such as how to scale out profit, how to avoid panic selling, and how to protect yourself from slippage during rapid market movement. If you want to keep your hard-earned profits safe, do not miss what is coming next on Hudson XRP News. When we look at the history of crypto markets, one thing becomes very clear. Success does not come from predicting the exact top. Success comes from having a smart plan that protects profits while allowing gains to grow. Many XRP holders believe price will go extremely high once the full bull run starts. That belief can be correct, but belief alone is not a strategy. If we do not plan exits carefully, emotional decisions can destroy months or even years of patience. So in this part, we focus on building a realistic and confident exit strategy for XRP holders who want financial success, not regret. The first thing to accept is that selling everything at once is almost always a mistake. If the price continues rising after you sell, you will feel emotional stress and want to buy again at a higher price. If the price drops after you sell, you may feel lucky, but you lose the chance to gain more profit on the way up. A step-by-step selling plan solves both problems. The idea is simple. You sell small portions gradually as the price increases. That way, if price goes much higher, you still have XRP left to benefit. And if price falls, you already secured some profit. For example, some experienced investors use a rule like selling 10% of their holdings at each major resistance level. Others use fixed price targets, such as $1, $2, $3, and so on. What matters most is choosing numbers that make sense for your financial goals. If someone needs money urgently, they might sell more early. If someone wants to hold for long-term gains, they might only sell small parts in the beginning. There is no perfect choice that fits everyone. You must be honest with your needs and plan for them directly. Another important part is avoiding emotional traps during a pump. When price moves quickly and influencers start shouting that this is just the beginning, many investors cancel their sell orders hoping for even bigger gains. Sometimes that works, but many times it does not. The smartest traders trust their plan more than their emotions. Every time you follow plan, you tell your brain that you are in control. Every time you break the plan, you give fear and greed the power to decide your future. We also need to think about slippage. When markets move too fast, your sell order might not fill at the price you expect. This is very common during liquidity traps. One way to reduce risk is to set limit sell orders before the price reaches your targets. When the rally happens, those orders can fill automatically without you chasing the chart. Automation protects you from panic. If you try to react manually after the pump starts, you will always be late. The market moves faster than your fingers. Timing exits also requires watching Bitcoin dominance. When XRP pumps against Bitcoin, that is usually a sign of strength. When XRP pumps while Bitcoin is falling, that can be a sign of danger, meaning liquidity might disappear fast. If Bitcoin makes a sharp drop, almost every altcoin follows. Your exit plan must consider the whole market, not just XRP hype. Finally, remember that partial profits reduce stress. When you know some profits are safe, you will handle volatility with more confidence. You will not panic on small dips. You will not chase FOMO candles. You will think clearer. That clarity helps you make better decisions as price continues to move. In the next part, we will study whale behavior and how institutional movements can impact XRP price during a bull run. Understanding who controls the market behind the scenes will give you even more power to protect and grow your investment here on Hudson XRP News. When we start talking about market power, we must understand a difficult truth. The crypto market is not controlled by small retail investors. It is controlled by whales, institutional players, market makers, and sometimes governments. XRP is especially connected to institutions because its real purpose is to move global value. This means large financial players already have their strategy prepared long before retail even notices a price move. If we want success in XRP, we must pay close attention to what the big money is doing. Whales do not chase prices, they create the price action. When they want to buy, they push the market down with fear, negative news, and fake dumps. Retail panics and sells cheap. Whales collect quietly. When they want to sell, they pump excitement, post bullish messages, and attract retail FOMO. Retail buys high. Whales sell into that demand. Understanding this cycle helps you avoid becoming the exit liquidity for powerful players. We are already seeing large exchanges and custody services moving XRP in huge amounts. Transfers of millions of XRP appear in blockchain records without clear explanation. Usually, this activity means preparation for something bigger. If institutions expect major price action, they position early, not after the rally begins. Korean exchanges, US firms, and global custody companies are showing increased interest. That tells us confidence is building among the professionals. Another important indicator is regulatory alignment. Once rules become clear, banks and institutions will feel safe entering this space openly. XRP benefits directly from regulation because it is designed for compliance. The more the US, EU, and other regions enforce strict rules like AML and KYC, the stronger XRP's position becomes. That is because most speculative coins will not survive regulation. As the market shrinks from thousands of tokens to only a few utility assets, money will flow into the survivors. XRP is clearly one of those survivors. Partnerships also show institutional strength. Ripple has been working with major banks, payment providers, and global networks for more than a decade. These deals were not made for retail speculation. They were made to upgrade world finance. When we see names like BNY, Melon, Swift Connections, and central banks testing Ripple technology, that is a sign the rails are already being built underneath the surface. Once the financial giants are ready, the switch can be flipped anytime. We must also look at supply. XRP has a fixed maximum supply. When governments, institutions, and payment corridors start using XRP for real settlement, they will need liquidity. Where will they get that liquidity? From the same market where retail is holding XRP today. If powerful players want billions of XRP, they cannot buy it all instantly without causing a massive price explosion. That means they will accumulate silently now before the utility flood begins. Retail investors often look at charts and try guessing short-term moves. Professionals look at infrastructure and long-term adoption. Infrastructure is here. Adoption is growing. Regulation is entering its final stage. All signs point to a future where XRP becomes a critical asset in global transfer systems. When that shift begins, price will not move slowly. It will move violently because the market will suddenly realize what XRP truly represents. In the next part, we put everything together: the opportunity, the risk, the timing, the plan. You have stayed ahead of institutions this long by holding XRP early. Now we remain smart and prepared because the winner in this market is not the one who waits the longest. The winner is the one who understands the system and takes action at the right moment. Stay focused with Hudson XRP News. When we look at everything happening around XRP, the picture becomes very clear. This technology is not a small experiment anymore. It is already sitting inside the planning rooms of the new financial system. Global banks are connecting. Governments are building policies. Tokenization of real-world assets is starting. Ripple has positioned itself exactly where the decisions are made. Everything that once sounded like a dream is now turning into real progress. You and I are watching history unfold in front of us. There is a strong chance that retail investors were never meant to own XRP at these low prices. XRP was designed for institutions. Its speed, low cost, and compliance focus fit the needs of banks and central authorities. Most cryptocurrencies were built for speculation. XRP was built for utility. That is why retail holding XRP today is a rare advantage. We stood ahead of the powerful players without even realizing it. One day, institutions may dominate the supply. Before that happens, we still have time. Not much time, just enough for those paying attention. This opportunity is once in a lifetime. Early internet investors saw companies like Amazon and Google rise. Early smartphone believers saw Apple explode. Now, early financial system adopters have XRP. That does not mean it will be easy. It will come with fear, manipulation, and delays. Every bull cycle has temptation to sell early. Every negative headline tries to shake confidence. The goal is to remove retail before the real value arrives. That is why patience and research become your strongest tools. XRP has never been a meme play. It is not built on hype. It moves silently while others enjoy temporary spotlight. Bitcoin may have been first, but being first does not guarantee staying number one forever. We saw Blockbuster fall to Netflix. We saw Nokia fall to smartphones. Technology evolution always replaces the old leader with a better system. When global liquidity demands speed, efficiency, and compliance, XRP fits perfectly into that solution. A day will come when people will say they always knew XRP would dominate. Those who truly knew are the ones holding today. The world is changing fast. Governments want transparency. Banks want cheaper settlement. Corporations want instant transfers. Retail wants financial freedom. XRP connects all of these needs into one network. That is why I say stay informed, stay steady, and stay prepared. Do not chase rumors. Focus on facts, focus on adoption, focus on what institutions are doing behind the scenes. They are not waiting. They are building. Most people will only believe after the price moves. You and I believe before. That is what separates investors from spectators. When the switch flips, price will not rise slowly. It will shock the world. News channels will talk about XRP every day. Analysts will pretend they always supported it. Those who doubted will try to buy late but get priced out. You will already be positioned. Thank you for being part of this journey with me here at Hudson XRP News. I appreciate every viewer who chooses to learn and grow in this space. Together we stay strong. Together we stay early. Together we prepare for the moment when XRP finally shows its true value. The best chapters are still ahead.